Hey, welcome back to the cabin. Today I'm gonna set up this Timberjack I bought, another purchase from Amazon. Because I've cut down quite a few trees over the summer just to make room for my solar array. Because as you can see, I'm right smack in the middle of a forest, so I've had to cut down quite a few trees just to open it up a bit so I get more sun hours on my solar array. So in doing that, I obviously upgraded to another chainsaw, which I've done a video on that, and I'll give you some feedback once we're out by the logs. My first impressions after 4 or 5 tanks of fuel. So I bought the Timberjack because I've got quite a few logs laying on the ground, and this Timberjack apparently will be able to enable me to lift the logs up off the ground 12 inches or so, just so I can get the chainsaw and cut them up into pieces so I don't wreck my chainsaw blade. So I thought I think I paid 117 bucks. So I thought I'd give it a go and see. If it's shite, then I'll take it back. I'll send it back to Amazon. Let's just crack it open. I mean, they feel quite substantive, meaning weight and stuff, so let's get this stuff out. That's one piece. Got a lot of wrapping in here. Protect it. Right, it's quite substantial piece of metal here. It's probably like 1/8 of an inch thick. And the handle's pretty heavy. So what I'll do is I'll assemble it, we'll come back and I'll show you the pieces when it's all together. And then we'll go up by by all the wood and we'll see if this stuff actually lifts it up. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I set it up. It's pretty straightforward. You can't go wrong. They give you these Mickey Mouse wrenches, so I advise you to use your own wrench because you can't really get good leverage when you're tightening the bolts. But it's basically, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and there's a bolt with a cotter pin up here. The only thing, it looks like good quality. The welds are half decent, and it's quite heavy and substantial, so we'll only know when we get out there and test it on the logs. But what I'd say is, in this bracket here, there's a lot of wobbling about, so I don't know, maybe they should have supplied some washers in there for either side so it's a bit snug, but maybe the design of it, that it has to be a bit wobbly, I don't know, but I'll give it a go. But if it's a bit too wobbly, then I think I might, I don't know if you can see that, but in there should be a washer in there to make it snug. But I'll give it a go and then I'll see how it is. But then next time I'm in town, I might buy some 3/8 washers and then just stick them in on either side, just so it, stops all that wobbliness. But it might be the way it should be when you're when you're using it. So there's a bit of play to dig into the log. But yeah, my first impressions, yeah, it seems quite substantial, but we'll only know when we try it out. So I think the directions say you can only lift up logs that are 15 inches in diameter. That's the maximum. So so we'll see how it goes. So that's the Timberjack. So let's go see how it works out in the field. Okay, cheers. Okay, we're up by the area where I've been cutting all these trees. So I've got a log laying down there. It's quite a long one. Let's just go and see if this thing works. I've got bigger logs laying in the ground, but I think I'm gonna have to cut them up in sections before I think that thing will work. But who knows? We'll give this a log a try. Hey, fuck yeah. So that is bonus. That's what I want. Because this section here, it's so heavy to lift up. I couldn't lift this up and put logs underneath it or whatever, but that Timberjack just gives you enough leverage to lift it up. So yeah, thumbs up to the Timberjack. So now I can just cut this piece up into pieces, then I'll split them. But yeah, it works. Hey. And I've got loads of logs laying down there, probably similar size and diameter to this tree. And some of the bigger ones, I think, as I said earlier, I think I'll have to cut them in maybe 10-foot sections, and then use this Timberjack to lift it up, I think. But I have quite a few logs this size, so I can get on and cut these ones up. But anyway, let's go and I'll show you what I've been doing with the what's it called, Submix chainsaw. I can't remember, it's such a weird name for a chainsaw. Okay, so as I said, I've been cutting up quite a few trees with the Submix, and yeah, it cuts like a breeze. It's really good. I think I had about 4 or 5 tanks of gas and the weather was really bad, so I decided to just stop cutting. So yesterday the weather was bad. Tomorrow's going to be nice, so tomorrow I'll get the Submix out and I'll start cutting up some more pieces. But yeah, it just went through it so easy. And there's half decent logs, they're pretty big. So yeah, I'm well impressed with the Submix. There's a couple things that I don't like about it, especially the on and off switch. A couple times I accidentally turned it off. I think it's just a design of it. It's really a cheap switch. But as you can see, there's quite a few trees here to cut up, and I want to cut these up and bring them down to my woodshed area before it snows, if possible. Yeah, I was over there cutting up a big tree yesterday. I was cutting up that tree. I'll drop that log down on the ground tomorrow, and then cut it up into reasonable sizes, and I'll see if that Timberjack lifts it. There's no way it's going to lift it when it's that long, but if I cut it up into reasonable pieces, it should be able to lift it. But yeah, the chainsaw's fine. The blade, I wasn't too sure about the blade, but yeah, it works fine. Every time I fueled it up, I just ran the file across it. The file they give you is no good. I've got my own chainsaw chain file, so I use that, but the file's crap. I mean, you can't really expect much for the cost of the saw, really. But yeah, I just touched up the chain every time I fueled it up, and it just cut like a dream. So far, thumbs up on Submix, but I'm not going to do a proper review until I at least do about maybe 10 or 15 tanks of fuel. So hopefully by the time I cut all these trees up, I'll do another video on a review of the Submix and just see how it goes. I mean, I can't really comment too much. I've only had like 4 or 5 tanks of fuel. So but one thing I'd say is that it did start up straight away, even though I was running it pretty hard. After I fueled it, it just started straight up every time. So I had chainsaws in the past. It's just, you know, once you start running them, it's just a bugger to start them up again once they're really hot. But this one started straight up. So far so good, but I'll do a review, as I say, once I've burned through quite a few tanks of fuel. But yeah, the Timberjack, yeah, it seems to be fine. It does exactly what it says it does. So yeah, I'm really chuffed about that. So now I can get on and start cutting these trees. Hopefully tomorrow is going to be a nice day. I'm not cutting trees today because I'm going to be collecting logs all around here, there, and take them down to the woodshed. So it's a log collection day today. And over there I've got quite a few logs that I gotta go and get. I'm gonna have to just chuck them a bit and then move them again from there to the trailer. So it's gonna take me quite a long time to collect all these logs, I think. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna sign off because I got stuff to do. So cheers for watching, and take care. Okay, bye now.